Olá, player, você está no Gamer Family, eu sou Elijah e vamos continuar a gameplay de Dawn of Light. Então deixe o seu like, se inscreva no canal para me apoiar e bora continuar essa gameplayzinha bizarra. O joguinho é meio tenso. Caixas, será que tá esse trem? Não? 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 A única que ficou foi essa. O porquê eu não sei. Segunda boneca, ela deve estar dentre as caixas com os pertences dos internados. Caixas com pertences.
Now we can open the bundle on that table in front of the window. You see? Mom was good. I was bad. Mom was worried about Renee and Charlotte. I abandoned Charlotte. We've abandoned her.
Charlotte.
Let's look for Charlotte. We have abandoned her. Will she still be where we abandoned her, under the warm lights?
Ah, deixei ela nesse vão aqui, né? Bem bizarrinho.
I didn't do anything. I just obeyed orders. I only obeyed orders. Charlotte was gone away. Mom will come and get me. She loves us, even though we're orders. Leave us alone. Charlotte didn't do anything. I only obeyed orders. Mom will come and get us now. do anything. I only obeyed orders, even though we're bad. Mom won't leave us alone. I didn't do anything. Charlotte gone away. I only obeyed orders. Mom will come and get us now. She loves us, even though we're bad. I didn't do anything. I only obeyed orders.
Choque. Era aqui. Nossa. Tenso, hein? Pesadão.
What was that doctor writing, sitting at his desk? September 7th, 1938. The patient frequently indulges in recriminations expressed in an explosive tone of voice. This morning she threw away the milk, saying it was full of urine, spittle, and all kinds of other filth. Crazed, she hears voices that order her to do things. She says she heard children singing and that they were locked up in a school. January 20th, 1939. Introverted, dazed, cannot focus on anything. When questioned and stimulated, she starts crying and weeping. At other times, she laughs. June 1st. Apathetic. Eats very little. She refuses to be touched. Does not respond. spends her time in the grounds. The cooks report that she sits on a bench in front of the kitchens. October 14th. Return of impulsive behavior. This morning she asked for 2 eggs to make zabayoni, but when she got them, she threw them up in the air. Excited, clamorous, slightly confused, takes her clothes off. December 8th. Tied to bed for 15 days. High-spirited, tends to make witty comments and use vulgar words. Laughs hysterically and pleasures herself. The nurses report that about 2 weeks ago she remained in the showers on her own and didn't want to leave. They said that when they took her away, she swore at them and then lashed out and bit them. 2 nurses had to be treated for their injuries. They've kept her tied to the bed since then. Transferred to the slightly agitated ward, from the care of Dr. B to the care of Dr. C. I was with Amara in the showers. My memories are terrifying. They're not real, are they? December 15th. Dr. C. Patient notes. The abnormality of her psychic state has induced her to lead a life which is irregular and tends towards delinquency. Of fickle and flighty character, she regularly discards her household duties and engages in occasional prostitution. Prostitution? No one would have ever believed a lunatic, let alone a lunatic who lives in the worst sort of sin. Could such a person ever have been subject to sexual violence? Certainly not. Her mental deficiency makes her deaf to the reprimands of her family. She has shown suicidal tendencies. She was brought to the ward yesterday, agitated and hysterical. Treated with cardiazol, 2 injections a week for 5 weeks. They were only trying to confuse us with the therapy, and my God, they succeeded. It was as if they wanted to instill the madness into us. June 2nd. After a long period of calm and improvement, the patient is very agitated today and vehemently refuses to submit to a gynecological examination. She swears and curses those helping her, flailing her arms and hitting them. According to reports by Dr. B, the patient has been subjected to periodic checkups since she had a spontaneous abortion about 2 years ago in her 3rd month of pregnancy. Conception occurred after she had sexual intercourse with a stranger who sneaked into the hospital grounds. Details are contained in the charges filed at police headquarters in Volterra, a copy of which is attached to these clinical notes. ES therapy. That's how the reality is concealed. It has all been planned very carefully. June 13th. The nurses report that she descended into a state of great mental confusion after receiving her mother's letter. She threw her soup over another inmate because she was very anxious, and then punched a nurse. Impulsive, flails about her. She rails against the doctor in vulgar terms while he is examining her, lashes out and spits. Block all correspondence to give the patient no further reason to become agitated. August 20th. Tied to bed. The nurses report that the patient is extremely agitated after the visit of a relative or family friend. 2 days later, she is still shouting all the time that he commands her, that she must obey and harm herself, and that she is not Charlotte. All visits forbidden, constrained to bed, and intensification of ES therapy until we achieve results. No contact with the outside. That way nobody knew what was happening within these walls. March 3rd. Alert, correct attitude, replies when questioned. The nurses report that the patient is calm, she washes and looks after herself. She affirms the existence of a certain Amara. She says that Amara is a patient who disappeared when she was moved to this ward. No confirmation. Probably a regressive hallucination. Evaluate transfer. Did I imagine Amara? That's not possible. She was there. I know she was there. I feel it. She must have left some traces of her presence. We can look for her things in the storeroom containing the bundles of the patient's belongings on the upper floor.
Um barulho esquisito. Então a Mara era alucinação? Será? Eles só esconderam ela. Tipo um monte de arrombado. Uá, de Amara. Eu? Rapaz. As duas coisas nos armários dos pacientes. As duas?
These are Amara's things, I'm certain. Amara, there she is. She existed. She really did exist. There she is, my friend. Here we are together. How could I have imagined for a single moment that she never existed?
Deve ter morrido.
March 12th,
Passaram
1938.
parte dos planos.
The young girl Renee arrived today. Poor thing, she was terrorized. You see, she remembers the first time we met. I talked to her mother, the dear lady, and she expressed her fears to me, and I promised I'd keep an eye on her daughter. The lady told me her daughter's doll had been taken away, and this worried her, because when she becomes depressed, as she is now, Renee barricades herself in her room and can't communicate. The doll becomes her voice, eyes, and ears. Dr. B said I'll soon get out of here. I'm sorry. I'm so sad to leave Renee. I won't be able to protect her anymore. My poor friend. She was hoping to be able to get out of here, but nobody ever leaves this place. That poor girl is really ill. I am the only one she ever speaks to. I told her I was leaving and she stared at me, saying that I would never leave. It was quite unnerving, and then she started to cry. I felt like crying too. She didn't say anything else. What worries me is that I'm sure that terrible man is watching her. He was the one who brought her here, and of all the good people, why did it have to be him? She knew. I told her everything. She knew about that man. That's why they wanted to make her disappear from my life. But I instructed a nurse friend of mine to keep an eye on her, and I'm sure she will, because she's a good woman. Her friend the nurse. I vaguely remember. She worked on this ward. Let's look for signs of the nurse in the nurse's room on the upper floor. She worked mostly in the Marigliano pavilion. Let's get out of here and find that pavilion. Renee was alone here. Charlotte had abandoned her. And without Charlotte, Renee couldn't communicate with the outside world. Mother knew that.
Maragliano era um outro pavilhão. Ah, vai se fuder. A boneca sumiu. Internações, lavandaria, internações, escadas, radiologia. O Maragliano era um outro pavilhão perto daqui. Vamos seguir as placas. Placa. Tô na cozinha agora. O que é pavilhão, hein? Vou ter que subir pra lá de novo. Tô no caminho errado, com certeza. As portas estão fechadas. Pavilhão. Então, pavilhão é um lugar. Aqui eu tô... Vamos lá. pavilhão. Talvez seja a sala dos vermelhos, seja um pavilhão. No caso aqui seria a sala de conferências, observação, refeitório, banheiro. No caso aqui eu acho que seria a 13. Eu acho, tá? Vamos ver. Ou então o pavilhão é a... Tem um armarinho aqui, ó. Acho que é aqui. O que quebra nesse jogo é não saber pra onde tem que ir. Helena. Realmente o que tá quebrando, eu não sabia pra onde ir, velho. Pavilhão, velho? Onde é que fica esse pavilhão? Fugir. Será que na entrada? Vamos ver. Aparentemente já tem uma escurecida, né? Pavilhão.
This place. Time. Memory.
Se é pra lá ou pra cá. Acho que é lá em cima, ó. Pavilhão, acho que é o lugar. O lugar em si. Tem que chegar lá em cima. Agora como? Não faço a menor ideia. Acho que não é por aqui não. Acho que eu vim dali, ó. Então provavelmente é na outra rua, lá em cima. Aqui abre. Abre, mas... com certeza que não é aqui. Mas com certeza. Vai lá pra cima. Deve ser em cima. São duas estruturas. A primeira é de cima. Deve ser de cima, lá em cima. Seguir as placas. Aqui, ó. Maragliano, pra lá. Ah, não sobe. Então o caminho tem que ser aqui, ó. Ali deve virar. O que será que aconteceu aqui? Deve ter dado uma merda do caralho. A situação tá assim, né? Ferro. São dois manicômios. Duas estruturas, na verdade, não. Ela ficava sempre lá de baixo. Eu acho, né? Vem cá, ela não corre, velho. Que me irrita. Se eu for no lugar e eu não for no lugar certo, tem que ficar mó tempão pra voltar. Joguinho de paciência, viu? Olha lá. Ô, moleza. Tá com todo o tempo do mundo. Não abre. Ah, vai se fuder.
She's kind to everyone, even me. I felt a little better when I saw her. The sick children laughed and played with her. Not even they could frighten me. Don't annoy Renee. She's a princess here. Didn't you know? She told stories. She said there was a war out there. But they stared at me and frightened me.
Oh, meu vesgo.
They would come to look for me in the evening, and then no one would have protected me. Not even you, Charlotte. Am I right? Let's follow the hearse until we reach the graveyard.
Ih, ferrou. O carro sumiu, né? Fúnebre, cadê o carro? O carro sumiu, mano. Campo Santo. É pra lá. cemitério é ali, eu acho. Dá um jeito de entrar ali. Não tô achando porta nenhuma. Se ela corresse, velho, ia facilitar tanto a minha vida. Tá com todo o tempo do mundo. Era aqui, eu acho, velho. Certeza. Será que eu tenho que descer mais? Parece muito ser aqui, ó. Bom, parece, né? Será que eu tenho que descer mais? Dá pra descer mais. Ali, dei a volta, não achei nada. Vou ter que descer. Se tivesse alguma placa. Tá, mas... E daí? Onde é que eu tenho que ir agora? Pelo que eu entendi, ela tava seguindo o carro fúnebre até o cemitério. O cemitério é ali dentro, ó. Mas eu não achei passagem nenhuma. E nem o carro. Talvez tenha algum lugar pra descer aqui. E eu não tô sabendo. Também não. Ali, ó. Talvez era pra ser aqui, né? Achei.
There's Charlotte, my voice, my eyes, my ears, my very soul. Let's go and play together again.
Será que tem que enterrar essa boneca em algum canto? Não tá passando nada. Vamos que reto pra ver. Tá me matando nesse jogo, eu não sabia onde tem que ir. Talvez pular no carro? Vamos ver. não dirige. Então no carro não é. Não tem nenhuma cova. Aqui não é. Então explicação. Ou é voltar lá pra cima, ou ir naquele lugar que eu falei. Que eu acho que eu falei não, que eu achei.
My voice to say what?
Vamos seguir as luzes pra ver.
Meaningless things. Be offensive to others and get into trouble.
Talvez aqui, vamos ver. Deu? Não é que não. Provavelmente vai ter que seguir a luz.
Eyes to see desperate people.
Não sei. Eu vim de lá. Então.
In the mirror, the shadow of my former self. Gaunt, worn out. They're killing me slowly, day after day.
Dá uma flight. Vamos
My
ver com a luz.
ears to hear screams, deliriums, threats, and false promises. It'll be alright. Everything will pass. My soul, incapable of living. Of fitting into a world which it finds alien. It's moving further and further away from me, always further. Let's go and play together again. I'd like to lose my voice. I'd like to lose my eyes. I'd like to lose my hearing. I'd like to lose myself forever. belle me le tengo.
Re ne domanda una, Madame Adorei, re ne domanda una.
Che cosa ne vuol fare Madame Adorei? Che cosa ne vuol fare?
La vuole maritare, Madame Adorei, la vuole maritare.
Scuola
Con chi
primaria.
la mariterebbe Madame Adorei? Con chi la mariterebbe?
Scuola.
Spazzacamino, Madame Adorei, con uno spazzacamino.
E come la vestirebbe Madame Adorei? E come la vestirebbe?
Di stracci e di toppe, Madame Adorei, di stracci e di toppe.
Uscite dal mio castello Madame Adorei, uscite dal mio castello.
Nossa, quase tô tonteando aqui. Muita luz.
My schoolmates, when the light's there. Renee is kind to Don Gino, but he always frightens me. I do a lot of bad things. I don't tell anyone, but Mom knows just the same. We learn so many things at school, and so we have to attend. How would we get on if we didn't? A blackbird's eating my head. That's why it hurts so much. My baby Charlotte is so beautiful, and she's so good. But Renee isn't. When I was small, I never used to eat. Poor mother. Mr. Onofrio is so nice. I'm bad because I'm not kind. Mr. Onofrio helps Mom. How would we manage if he didn't? Mom always has to work because it's so cold in winter. the others, Mom. Why not? A cat goes into my mouth and eats me from inside. At least you can't see what's happening.
Bizarrinho. Faltam 4.
What's happened? What is this place? Maybe I'm dead. I can't see any light. Maybe I am dead. I can't get up. What's going on? What's happening to me? There's no one here, but these noises. God, my head is killing me. I can't keep my eyes open. my medical file again. I don't want to know. I don't want to know anymore. There's only confusion. There were some who had scarcely seen me. They thought they knew me and understood what was happening to me and could decide about my life.
Nobody laughs in here. I mean, really laughs. Not those crazy fools who laugh because people say they're mad. I don't know why they laugh out loud. They say I'm mad too, but I never feel like laughing. People used to laugh at me, but they were right, you know? You can't always cry and people laugh when they're afraid, don't they? It happened to you, not to me. It's better that way. They do that to show they're lucky. You mustn't take offense because it's true. And deep down it's just like pity, if you see what I mean. But then you think about your own situation and you laugh because you feel lucky that everything's going to get better, that it's all shit. It's all shit, this place. You're not trying to tell me it's not true, are you? An intelligent person, educated, not like me. And if I can see it's a load of shit, just imagine how much better you understand it. No, come on. No. I feel fine here, you know? After all, I can do and say anything I want.
August 28th, 1942. We hereby notify you of the death of Ada T., mother of Renee T., a patient in your institution. No known relative. Sincerely yours, Onofrio P. I have no one left in the world. Nobody at all. Solitude is very strange. It muffles everything, slows it down. It's an endless scream that makes no sound. A silent scream. I can't stop looking at myself. I will never leave this place. There is nobody up there for me. These walls have become my skin, and the wretched desperation within them is my soul without a voice. Here, nobody weeps anymore. I would love to feel life, desperation, anger. I've stopped dreaming, daydreaming, maybe even thinking. I've lived in a reality which has corroded me and has stripped me of everything, even my ability to feel pain. May 5th, 1943. Renee's state of health is good. She is eating and speaking. Her spatial and temporal orientation is good. Therapy suspended. December 3rd. She calmly asks if she can leave the hospital. Evaluate patient for 6 months. May 2nd, 1944. Discharge denied despite a favorable psychiatric opinion. The patient has no home or means of support. May 4th. The reasons why discharge is impossible are explained, and this is how Renee learns of her mother's death 2 years after the fact. May 5th. She tried to kill herself in the night by hanging herself with a sheet, saved by the nurses.
Ela tentou, né?
Restrained to her bed, she once more tried to kill herself by suffocation. The decision has been taken to perform a transorbital lobotomy.
Já tá bem adulto. Fizeram lobotomia nela. Lobotomizaram a coitada.
10th of June, 1944. Operation successful. Patient tranquil and collaborative. Motor coordination capacity reduced, but she's improving. Transferred to the tranquil department in the care of Dr. B. 25th of October. Continues to talk about Amara and her doll, Charlotte. The disturbances of motor capacity show slight signs of improvement. Difficulty walking, not capable of riding, and the nurses report that they have to help her dress, wash, and feed herself. In the summer of 1944, Renee was transferred back into my department. Aware of little, indifferent, hardly ever spoke. One day, she said, "When I find the courage to look at myself in the mirror, I see a young face which is aged and looks at me full of fear." She is a woman now who has changed profoundly compared to the girl that I had under my care several years ago. Only the sadness of her gaze and her intelligence are unchanged. She's so young, just 23 years old, but is lacking all vitality. Perhaps her condition may improve, but probably not. Her life has been thrown away. And nobody did a thing to try to avoid this.
So here you live above my mind. I wish you heard that my mind is trying to read yours and easy for a bird.
Vai.
Soon I'll meet
Exato.
you, I'll become the one you love. We're growing, so we'll have close while looking for ourselves. The time is endless, it could take forever. I will find you, I will find you, I will find you, our home, our heart. I will find you, I will find you, I will find you, our home, our heart.
É bem triste esse jogo. Pesadíssimo. Complicado, viu?
I need a
Ah,
face to
nota
wear
7.
a skin
Mas
so
é
soft
pra história, né?
to dress.
Realmente pega direito pra história. Pesado.
Don't be
Gameplay
scared, don't
bem
fly
limitada. Os
away,
gráficos
our
bem limitados também.
home is
Para um jogo de 2016, 17, né? Mas ainda assim, a história salva e
where
muito.
our heartbeats fight this life
Bem
together.
pesado. É triste, né? Não, com certeza é triste. É isso, né? E fiquem com os créditos. Porque... Joguei, pelo amor de Deus. Não vou jogar esse time nunca mais na minha vida. Que final ruim, velho. Final triste. Acho que se ela estivesse morta, se conseguido se matar, talvez o final seria menos triste. Porque agora ela tá pra sempre feito direito, vegetando. Não sei. Opinião, né? Já viu aquele caso de destinos piores que a morte? Esse aí pode ser um deles. Ela queria tanto sair. Daí foi condenada a ficar pra sempre no manicômio. Manicômio, né? Vai morrer aí. Infelizmente. É isso. Até a próxima gameplay.